It is brunch time with Mayegun live.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Diary political.
Remember, it is an open mic where you can phone in anytime, add your own your own contribution to the conversation. Read the topic, read the description, like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell every one of them that Mayegun today. Yes.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ra kì í.
Mayegun today.
Máyégún ti dé.
So the conversation this afternoon or this morning, call it brunch time. It is to dig into that kind of like a mind frame where people are expected to, you know what I mean? Like they expected to be seen to be fighting for Nigeria. Some will say Nigeria is not worth fighting for. Others said Nigeria is not worth dying for. But we still see people out there telling you that they are fighting for Nigeria. Because you realize later that the real obstacle to that fight is the same Nigerians that you think are victims of the failed system. Therefore, if you want to fight for Nigeria, you must fight Nigerians. How? Is it going to be worth it at all? Those of you in that kind of a business, is it worth it? So you have the line opened and you can chip in anytime, any moment as the conversation kicks off. But this first thing first, share the broadcast and happy new month, of course.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí fa. Ayé ẹ̀sùnra. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Thank you.
Ayé ẹ̀sùnra.
Share this. There are other adjoining stories, by the way, but yeah, that's going to be for the next hour.
Ayé ẹ̀sùnra.
Can you fight for Nigeria? Genuinely? Unconditionally? So you need to share that with us. What is your own experience personally? Those of you who have taken it upon yourself to at least advocate for a better Nigeria, who are your main, obstacles, the real people you're fighting? You're probably going to agree with me that they are Nigerians. Those who will give excuses for the criminals ruining their lives, they will stand by those who continue to trade their lives for shiny things. When everyone believes in today's Nigeria that things are not going well, even the criminal politicians themselves agree. They have said that in the open many times, that Nigeria is not really that there yet. But tell everybody that Mayegun today. So good morning to you once again, or welcome to the brunch time with Mayegun. And this afternoon, you know, what we do on Mayegun's Diary Political that is so interesting is that when you join to watch Mayegun, in your first 10-15 minutes into that to the conversation, you are likely going to begin to see where you belong in the scheme of things when we are talking about that contraption. Are you a closet praise singers, or are you a public, shameless individual that cannot be shamed, that is, pushing and defending the rogues in government? So we need to. So on my Goose Diary Political, it's going to make you get to know where you belong, even if you have been pretending. Above it all, everybody will get to understand, their own role in whatever states that Nigeria is and Nigerians. So fighting for Nigeria. I mean, people say that like it is a patriotic thing to fight for your country, right? Where the people who love their country will never allow some group of criminals to hijack their country and then turn it 360 degree, a 180 degree around to the direction they want it to be, which is not the direction that works for the majority. And everybody sees it. They say it's not working. This is not working. But the moment you decide to probably take it upon yourself to challenge those who are responsible, surprisingly, the same Nigerians who are the victims, right, the same ones who are complaining about the situation, suddenly they are divided. And they begin to, throw in the tribe, religion, class, and so many other things to get the entire important conversation, right, diluted, deflected, enough that you won't even have that strong voice to force the hand of the responsible criminals. So why is that? So the question today is, I have been there, but I have never, projected myself as somebody who is fighting for anybody. I've said that many times. The reason is because you can't fight for Nigerians. I promise you can't. The only two reasons why you can say you are fighting for Nigerians are, one, you are so ignorant, and in your ignorance, you have probably ascribed this black Jesus something to yourself that it's needed to be done. By ignoring these existing factors, but you still kind of like go ahead and say, yeah, we are fighting for Nigeria. Ignorance. It can be innocent and it can be stupid. The other one is that you actually know what you are doing, because right now, the easy trade that can possibly attract some people to you, or possibly even get you a seat at the table of these rogues, is to be a populist that knows that this contraption can't be fixed, not the way it is set up. And if nobody is proposing something different from this current structure or setup, right, then you know what you are doing. You're just taking advantage of it because you are a fraud. The moment you get what you want, the entire system will swallow you. So 2 reasons why anybody will say they are fighting for Nigeria. I respect both, because somehow, right, some people have managed, to see what a chaotic, country that these guys have made Nigeria, and it is on purpose. So it is better to not swim against the tide, just flow with the current. And they have different ways by promising you that Nigeria has hope, and telling you to either pray or blame you by telling you that you need to be more patriotic. But when it is time for you to hold the rogues responsible for all of this, to hold them responsible, right? Then you are divided. Everybody will begin to say, leave him alone. Is it the first person? Leave him alone. Is it because he's a Yoruba man? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Or is it because he's a Muslim or a Christian? Same victims, though. The victims of these rogues. So people will tell you that, it is exhausting, but we just still have to. Now, I am not saying that those of you who have chosen that path, right? I'm not saying that you should probably drop it too. I'm just questioning it, because people, it is believed that if you think you want to fight for Nigeria, then you would have to fight Nigerians in the process. Because you think you are fighting for Nigeria for the sake of Nigerians, But by the time you look at your back, the same set of Nigerians will be the ones holding the the stick, the stone, the knife, and the rest of that. And you'll be wondering that why would Nigerians so invested in kind of like destroying someone who has no clear power to impact on their lives and what have you, like, and they ignore those who are really responsible, those who are rolling out policies after policies that enabled terrorists to continue to spread, kill Nigerians, kidnap them, and Nigerians are supposed to be united on that, right? Like, you don't have to say you are Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, or anything at all. The fact that if you actually love Nigeria, if you are a real Nigerian, right, and you love Nigeria, it should get your blood boiling. That some people are getting paid. These guys are living their best life, Abi, while Nigerians are being slaughtered. That should rile you. But because majority of you are lying to yourselves about being Nigerian, in truest sense of it, one-on-one, I don't think anyone with his sane mind will profess and say, and honest as well, sane and honest, will honestly say, oh, I love Nigeria, my country. People say that too, but they don't mean it. You know, when people say they love Nigeria, their country, when they want to try to glorify abnormalities, for instance, in the midst of this chaos, you may see an Agbero fighting a soldier, right? And then in public, like maybe not fighting a soldier, beating an Agbero. And then it's created a traffic and everybody is there trying, they couldn't do anything. Somebody will be like, man, I love Nigeria. It's only in Nigeria this guy Tifi happened. He will tell you he loves Nigeria for that. They will look at those who have amassed wealth in such corrupt way that is so obvious, right? When they are flaunting the money, blowing it in the midst of this abject, abject poverty, you see them, man, our only problem is the leadership. Nigeria, enjoyment in Nigeria. I love Nigeria. Nigeria is a place, man, all you need to do is just get money. Just get money. Do you understand? Things that they don't really mean, you know? But in the truest sense of it, if they truly love Nigeria, they would never, in their large number, right, in their mass, they would never stand behind criminals that have unleashed the worst of the worst economic, problems on the people themselves. Do you get that? So people will complain on the one hand, and then when you see somebody say, no, we need to face them, we need to fight these people, Nigerians will say, some, where did they do this one? Who sent you? So you are asking us to go and remove this so and so, Abi. So now you will go come put there. So you end up having to fight the same people that you think you want to fight for. Some will tell you, they will say, well, it is a selfless thing. You know, we must fight for all of us must fight for our country. We must come together and fight for our country and la 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 la. I give you your credit too. I am just saying, right, that how does that feel? Some will tell you that, I don't want to be, don't be discouraged. Even if people are not, we appreciate what you are doing, okay? But don't be discouraged, but keep doing it, okay? Just keep doing it. We are watching. And then you realize that the rogues in government, they don't even have to do anything. How lucky they are. They don't even have to do anything. Because if anybody comes for them, they are very, very sure that the same Nigerians are going to help them tear them down. And if for any reason their fellow Nigerians can't tear them down, which is impossible. They would probably so you ended up having to being dragged down by the same set of people that you think you're fighting for. So I don't know, this is how my own mind works. Okay, so I will sit down sometimes and I'll be like, some certain things don't make sense. Like even if you are a APC supporter or PDP supporter or anybody who is the government of your own state, council, and be federal like that, even if you are their supporters, Baba, when things get to this level, how hard is it for people to actually withdraw such? And for the sake of the majority, for the sake of everyone, right? Speak with one voice and get rid of those who think they have so much power to suppress you when they don't. So I do sit down, I just probably just be thinking. I'll get my answer, because my answer is always it's not worth it. But when I put such a thought in the public like this, right, I ended up having to hear from other people to how do you feel? Apart from the fact that there is nothing that is going to be your motivation to say, I want to do this for Nigeria. And then you would expect people to be on the same, or majority of people to be on the same board, on the same page. So I see, I'm just pointing it out in a way for those of you who chose to be the advocate. Some of you call yourself human rights advocates and all that. You're doing a great job though. But when you come, or when you say it out there and say you are fighting for Nigeria, and then you watch that, oh, I'm fighting for Nigeria, which means I am going to go after all the, all the abnormalities, the guys that are behind that and all that, right? Simply because you have heard majority of the people that you have had encounter with, and they have said this people are they are failure, they are evil, they are corrupt, we are suffering, we can barely take care of our own families, we could barely pay our medical bills, we could barely pay our school. People complain about these things. Then you watch these guys waste the same supposed scarce resources on frivolities, and then you get more probably, or should be more enraged. And then everybody talk about it. Things are tough. Things are hard with this government. And then you decided to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take it upon myself and challenge these guys. And then boom, just see this mob of Nigerians all over the place from all classes, right? And then they will just swarm you. So you would start having to fight for your life, fight for your mental health and the rest of that. So to those of you who have found yourselves in such situation, I don't know if you are many, maybe your own little space and all that. So you may share your experience too, because a lot of people will have theirs. The thing is, Nigeria cannot be saved. If you want to save Nigeria, that means you have to have Nigerians. And these Nigerians, they must be taught the essence of, or the importance of patriotism and nation building. When you're taught that, so when these strange criminals hijack power and decide to lead you to the wrong path, but because you have been taught the real, true nationhood and nation building, patriotism, where everybody actually agrees to be in the same space. We never agreed to this one. I'll keep reminding you, no matter how much you feel about it, we never agree to this contraption. And that is why the people's interests, they are never captured in what is supposed to be the constitution of the contraption. A constitution of a country is a constitution when the people vote on it. People vote on it and say, we accept the content of this constitution. Yes, and then it will become binding on the whole country. You don't have democracy. You don't have a country. You have a creation of the British, which has lasted far, far, far longer than they themselves thought it would last. No thanks to these rogues who are now your local colonizers, right? So You need a constitution that recognizes you in Nigeria. A constitution that actually specifically identify the place you are currently located as indigenous people, respect that, codify that, like, here you get, nobody can touch that.